Hi, my name is Zenka Caro. We interviewed Linda Moulton Howe at the Conscious Life Expo, and we're about to release the full video. And this is a clip from that video. This is video number 3 in our series. And in this video, she talks about tapes that were documenting interactions with grays. 5-foot tall grays. There was a man apparently that worked within the program that was able to telepathically communicate. He was one of the few with the gray. And so in this clip, she talks about how it works. What do you guys think? Of course, I want to know. What do you think about grays? What do you think about telepathy? What do you think about this incredible reporting that Linda Moulton Howe has done for decades and decades of her life? I just want to thank you for all of the courageousness that you have exhibited in your career, Linda. It's been tenacious and it's been incredible. And thanks for sharing what you have learned with us.
One of the people on the retrieval team was a U.S. Air Force captain. There are half a dozen men. They see the debris. They're getting stretchers, they're getting trucks, they're trying to get everything in so they can get this away from public ever finding it. And the U.S. Air Force captain, as it's been described to me, I've seen both things in text and had a description of somebody who had firsthand knowledge about this. The U.S. Air Force captain said that he began having the sense that thoughts were coming in his mind. And he was totally disoriented by what was happening as they're walking toward this crashed UFO. And other men are going right into the debris and the rubble, and they're walking around and everything is normal. But the U.S. Air Force captain, he can't deal with, he doesn't know what's happening. He's becoming disoriented. And then he describes that it felt like if you had a gentle pull on your face and that it felt solid. Now he's really, what in the hell is going on? And he's being pulled. And as he's being pulled, all he sees are rocks and rubble. And the pressure on his face is pulling him down. And as he doesn't get away from this pull, he sees a flash inside of a little tiny hole in the rock. There's a flash like light. And he reaches down and he pulls part of this over. And there is the face and the head and the flashing black eyes of an extraterrestrial biological entity. As soon as he is now looking at those eyes, he sees a movie that is played right to left across his mind's eye. And it is the point of view of this being showing what had happened, which related to us microwaving them and causing the crash. At the field, the Air Force captain, somebody of higher rank or however they were communicating, says, your job now is you're going with this being, you're going to Los Alamos. You are going to stay with this being and you're going to be telepathically communicating for the rest of its life and your life. They go to Los Alamos. I have talked with a man who has seen some of the film that was generated, and I'm going to tell you what one of the actual Q&A and answer was. They set it was a gray type, not a tall gray and not a little AI, but more around the 4 to 5 foot. The gray sat to the right. The U.S. Air Force captain sat here. They had a 16 millimeter camera every single day. Questions would come from people, the dynamic of the Air Force, and they never understood why did this one human man have the ability to get everything that was coming out of the telepathy of this gray. Nobody else could do it, just this man. And in one of these films, which I wish it were today, that they would start running every one of those films that were collected from 49 to June 18th, 1952, and the gray being died of unknown causes. all of those days up to then is film. It's recorded. It's supposed to be in an underground archive. Here is the one that was described to me by a man who saw this portion. Is reincarnation real? The way the Air Force captain said, reincarnation, the recycling of souls, is the machinery of this universe, quote unquote. If that sentence and that question was something that our government was exposed to in 49 to 52, the implication that what we are dealing with in beings that we don't know how to talk to, but they know how to put information in our heads, and that they would have something that profound on a question for all of us to miss what could have been, to me, the beginning of growing up babies into a new adulthood. If they did this kind of communication with that gray at Los Alamos, why couldn't they have done the same thing for the entire planet? It may have, no wars may have occurred that have happened.
So there you have it. She's talking about recycling the souls of the universe as being some sort of a mechanized machine of this universe. And she talks a little bit about how we might escape from that in the final clip of this series, which we're going to be releasing before November 2nd, where we show the whole interview. So this is really fascinating, right? What do you think about that? At a time, I didn't even believe in reincarnation, and now I do. So it's thinking, why do we keep going through this? Is there something awry with the system? Are we supposed to keep reincarnating? If so, how often? And what are the causes and the ways to liberate ourselves from eternal reincarnation? Or maybe we don't even want to stop reincarnating. Maybe this is the best thing and the best fun you can have in the universe. I don't know. I want to know though. So leave your comments below, drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.